gentlemen. So I'm really happy to be here today to discuss with you the point of view, the challenges, the possibilities of a big multinational company, especially in the materials value chain. So BASF is the largest chemical company in the world. So we have about 113,000 employees worldwide. And this year, or this month, to be precise, we had our 150th anniversary. And the purpose of the company is we create chemistry for a sustainable future. If I look in your faces, I assume that some of you think, wow, chemical industry, how that can be sustainable. And I assume if you look at the title, chemicals in the food value chain, we have the second question, how that could be sustainable. So I hope that within my presentation I can at least answer some of these questions, and hopefully in a positive way. And I can show you what is our role, what is the role of chemical industry in all value chains, but especially also in the food value chain. So when we started 5 years ago with our new purpose, we create chemistry for a sustainable future, the question was, how can we steer a 72 billion euro business, 72 billion euro a year, to more sustainable solutions? And we serve all industries, so we're starting with oil and gas extraction, going to plastics, or ending up with cosmetics and even food additives. So there is a whole industry, all industries we serve with our solutions. And how can we steer that, and what is the definition of sustainability for all these industries? And of course it was obvious when we started that discussion that of course some of our 60,000 solutions, 60,000 products that will be on the market have a sustainability challenge, no doubt about that. But it was also obvious that we have a lot of solutions in our portfolio who significantly contribute in a positive way to sustainability. The major question, however, was how much of our sales is in the one bucket and how much of our sales is in the other bucket. And that's why we started to assess all our products according to a system that we have developed, 60,000, that took us 3.5 years. And we started because we know that all our customers are facing a lot of regulations, new regulations in terms of sustainability, be it the car industry, be it the food industry, be it the textile industry, be it every industry. And we are convinced that with our solutions, we can solve their problems in terms of sustainability, their challenges. And we know also, and we have seen that in the presentation before, that the societal expectation is changing. So the society wishes more sustainable solutions. They ask our customers, the brand owners, to deliver them. And we are convinced that with our solutions, our customers can support these changing societal expectations in the world. So that's why we are focusing very much on our value chains. What are the needs and how can we serve these needs? We have all heard about these megatrends, and with our system we have to translate that a little bit more down to earth. Yeah, because what does it mean, middle class growth for a chemical company or even for our customers? So that's why we have differentiated these needs into some clusters, some material aspects, starting with cost saving, downstream climate change, water saving solutions, emission reduction, renewables, ending up at UN Millennium Goals, Millennium Development Goals, where we have also some solutions for the developing countries. I come later on to some more details of that. But it's important that you break down the benefits of your products into a really tangible benefit and not say it's a sustainable product. What does it mean? That it means nothing. But a water-saving product, that is something where people can deal with. So the whole process we started is for each value chain, for each business, we have a 3-step approach. And the first step, we are looking what are the sustainability needs, especially in that value chain. And you can imagine that the oil and gas industry had other sustainability needs than the food value chain. And the second step is that we are looking at all our products which are going exactly in that value chain. Do they meet the basic sustainability requirements, or do they even have an extraordinary benefit in sustainability in that value chain? And then the third step, of course, because we want to steer our portfolio, what can we do to increase the positive impact of our products, and what can we do to decrease the challenges that we have with some of our products, so that we have a clear process to improve our total footprint. What we have done, so we have looked at more than 60,000 products. That was a huge effort, no doubt about that. That means it's nearly 100% of all our relevant sales of 72 billion euros. We have found about 14,000 of these solutions contributing significantly in a positive way to sustainability. We call that accelerators. And they have a sales volume of 50 billion euros. So I assume that there are not a lot of companies having 50 billion sales in sustainable solutions. We have made this in a workshop format with more than 2,000 experts included all over the world in 4 regions. And of course, we also have found some challenging products which have a challenge in the marketplace. That's why we have initiated more than 1,000 action plans to improve these products. So we have gone in both directions. So what are the results? So we have about 23% of all our sales are these accelerators. Accelerators means we have a positive, significant substantial sustainability contribution in the value chain, because we support our customers to do something positive. I'll show you later on what that means. We have the majority of our portfolio, 74%. They are fulfilling all basic sustainability needs in the value chain, so there is no challenge there, but there is also no additional positive effect of these products in the market. So that are commodity products like sulfuric acid. So there is no challenge there, but there's also not a really positive impact where everybody would say, wow, that's a great product. We have about 2.6%, which is still something more than 1 billion sales, which has a sustainability issue, but that is already addressed. So we already started some R&D projects, some reformulation and something like that to improve that issue. And we have also found 0.3% of all our sales, which have a significant challenge, where we didn't start yet to do something on that one. And there we have 2 goals now. The one goal is to increase the share of these 23% accelerators, products who have a substantial contribution to a higher share in the future. And we want to have for each of these challenge solution an action plan, so that at least that we are doing something to improve these type of products. And it seems 0.3%, it seems small, but that's still 200 million sales. How do these accelerators, this positive contribution, where does it go to? So we have the majority of our products go to resource efficiency. So that may be that we have a recycling in place, maybe for car catalysts. So we are producing car catalysts, they are recycled, of course, because there are some precious metals in it, like platinum. And it really makes sense to recycle these catalysts and don't throw them away afterwards. Or we have very efficient carpet dyeing processes, or tile processing to glue the tiles on the floor, something like that, where our customers need less material to make the same effort. That is resource efficiency. Very often, resource efficiency goes hand in hand with cost saving. So our customers are saving resources, and at the same time, they are saving costs. So that's why that's the second highest pile. We have a lot of climate change and energy products who contribute to against climate change and energy savings. A lot of health and safety, which are less toxic materials or reduced toxic materials. So materials contributing to water savings and so on. So what does that mean for the food value chain? Of course, at first we have to look what are the needs in the food value chain. And in the food value chain, it's very important, this resource efficiency. You all know about that we have limited resources, especially on land, on arable land, which means if you are producing something in agriculture, the efficiency of producing or using the land is very important. Otherwise, we cannot feed these 9.6 billion people, which we will have in 2050. Food, of course, health and safety is very important. It must be healthy. It must be safe, that food, no doubt about that. But especially also in Europe, the cost saving is an important point of view, because the price pressure, especially of the retailer, is very high in the food value chain, which means cost saving downstream is also important. You can't do everything which is very cost intensive. Water scarcity is a huge problem in the agriculture, which means water saving products are very important in the agriculture. Biodiversity, the biodiversity loss, we already talked about that. What can modern agriculture do to increase the biodiversity and not to reduce the biodiversity? And again, emission reduction is also important, because think about all these emissions that you have with printing, with transporting, and so on. So that's why we checked what are our products which go exactly into the food value chain and which contribute to these topics, and in a positive way. And there I want to show you some of these products, 8. So we offer then different solutions, exactly from farm to fork. And the first one, of course, that is controversially discussed in Europe, no doubt about that, but I decided to bring it here, especially in Spain, because Spain is, I think, the only European country who is somewhat positive against GMO, but other countries in the world, except of Europe, they are much more positive on GMOs. And we have the drought-tolerant biotech trait for corn, which means you can produce corn, which is C4 plant, which needs a lot of water, in areas where there's water stress areas, or where they are changing at the moment because the climate change. There's less water in some areas where it was used to have enough water, and now they can't produce corn anymore. So that's why we have a trait with drought-tolerant corn, which is mainly then used in US to produce corn in drought areas. The second one is Clearfield rice herbicide. No doubt there are some herbicides outside in the world which are not the most best product. But nevertheless, we need herbicide, and there are a lot of good herbicides, new developments, new innovations that we have done. And one of that is the Clearfield rice herbicide, which significantly increases the yields that you can get out of 1 hectare of field, which then at the end of the day saves resources. We have some animal feed, which increases then the usage, the feed conversion rate, so that less feed is needed to feed the animal to produce meat. And we have some, of course, some products for the packaging. As we have also heard before, 30% of the food is thrown away. Yeah, because it has expired the shelf life or whatever, which means food packaging is especially also in the developing country a very important topic. And there, for example, we have some printings which are VOC free, which are water-based, so that for the food packaging you can reduce the emissions. So that are only 4 examples. We have 100 out of them. But we even go further down the food value chain. So if afterwards you have dishes, dirty dishes, we have Trilon M, which is used for modern dishwashers to reduce the phosphate content, or alternative to the phosphate. And phosphate is on the one hand a scarce resource, we should save it. On the other hand, it is polluting then the water afterwards. So that's why it contributes to the biodiversity. We have some super absorbents for diapers, which are reducing then the amount of, they are very efficient, they are reducing the amount of super absorbers so they can make very thin diapers with less materials needed and less transportation. We have this vitamin A food fortification, so because of vitamin A lack is a big problem in developing countries. And that causes blindness of children. And there we have a program with the UN together to increase the vitamin A content of rice and other mass food to reduce the blindness of the people. And we have, especially then for areas where there are some catastrophes like hurricanes, like earthquakes and so on, when there's no sanitation, we have these PPO bag, which are biodegradable plastic, so you can use that once, and then you can give that to a compost, and that is significantly contributing to health and safety, especially in areas where there are really sanitation problems after an earthquake or something like that. So I just wanted to show you the broad range of products that we have. Nevertheless, that are our success stories, that are our good products, our sustainability contributing products. And as I said before, I assume you also ask, okay, what are with your problematic products? And I can also show you one example that what we have done. So that's a product packaging from the packaging for the paper coating. So if you buy some sausages, you very often have a paper which does not get water in. So it's waxed, somewhat waxed. So you think it's waxed, but it's not waxed. So the former solution that's still on the market, but not from us anymore, was a polyfluorinated substance, Teflon-like substances. And there was an environmental concern because they have found these Teflon substances even in ice beers in the Arctic, which means there is an environmental concern. They are still allowed, these products, no doubt about that, but as there was an environmental concern, as there was a perception of the society not wanting to have these materials anymore, we decided to stop them. So we didn't sell them anymore, although it was a good business. And instead of that, we developed an action plan to develop better solutions for that and started a research project. So, and I think 2 years ago, we launched then these new accelerators, which is a recyclable epotal, so that's also a coating for the paper, but that's recyclable, and that is it has no negative environmental concern. And also a biodegradable Ecovio paper coating, which is biodegrading then when it comes into the environment, which it shouldn't, but sometimes it gets there. And it has the same performance as these old polyfluorinated substances. And these solutions, now we are promoting much more and we are bringing on the market. We have stopped these polyfluorinated substances. And they contribute to resource efficiency and renewables. So to sum up, within sustainability is within our company, it's a substantial part of our management system. And we have included that into all areas of our decision making and in all strategies. So we have about 86 business units, and in all these business units they have targets what to do with the more sustainable solutions. And I can tell you what was really convincing to the business managers was that we know that the accelerators, they are performing better in the market, they are growing better in the market than the other products. So there is really a need for these products in the market, and that of course triggers a lot of innovation afterwards, because we say, okay, we want to grow. After 150 years we still want to grow, and with these more sustainable solutions, with the accelerators, we can grow better on the markets, and we can do several good things. We can do good things for us because we grow better, we have our margins, and we do something good for our customers because we can improve their processes, their products, and we do something good for the society because they address one of these 10 societal impacts that we have shown beforehand. And at the end of the day, that reduces also our business risk because we have less of these challenge solutions, less of these transitioners where we have a sustainability topic, and that reduces, of course, also the risks of losing sales. And that delivers for us a lot of new opportunities in the markets, and I told you 14,000 opportunities that we have, and each salesperson will be trained now to exactly push these more sustainable solutions in the market, convince the customer, and very often it's not the direct customer, it's the customer of the customer, it's a brand owner. That's why we are going to convince and talk to the brand owners how they can improve the products then of our customers. So I think that was my last slide. Thanks a lot, and no questions today. Thank you.